Yeah, and we're live. We're live on Facebook, camera A, and Instagram, camera B. All right, welcome for another episode of Day to Day with Dorothy. I'm Dorothy Enriquez, shoulder roll for all those tuning in. And I am the principal consultant and founder of, drumroll, imaginary drums, of the communication strategist. I am your personal change agent. I am here to help ordinary people like you and me become remarkable leaders. Why be ordinary when you can be remarkable? I do this through transformative interventions that include public speaking, coaching, and facilitation. So, welcome to today's episode. Let's see, who do we have tuning in? Thanks for joining, Brits. Thanks for coming on board to talk all things leadership development and communication. So today, I just wanted to slide into your stream on social to talk a little bit about what I've been doing to stay productive during Rona. I feel like all the memes, all the YouTube videos, and all the jokes around, how bored everybody is, how we miss outside so much. For those of you who, grew up with chocolate mamas, they used to be like, outside ain't going nowhere. I feel like outside closed down. So for those of you who wanted to get all the outside out of your system, you were smart. Because now, outside closed. So anyway, I don't know about you all, but I know as the quarantine got more and more serious, even in advance of the different states and cities implementing the safer at home, uh, it just started to get more and more real. And then once the edict, if you will, came down, like, hey, everybody stay home. Uh, I feel like I started to kind of like go a little stir crazy just in advance, like pre stir crazy, in the sense that not that I don't like staying at home, because I don't really mind staying at home. It's just once you take the option for me to leave away, all of a sudden I feel some type of way. So I think from a business standpoint, it really made me feel like, shoot, how am I supposed to make this work? Mind you, I have like a certification from the American Society of Training and Development to be like an online instructor and facilitator and all of this. And all of that just kind of slipped my mind because I'm just so used to being face to face on the podium, front and center, just hanging out with the peeps, talking all things leadership and communication. So, not that I didn't process that I had that skill in my back pocket, it just was more like, how am I going to transition like my clients, and how am I going to make this mental transition when I think about, some of my courseware and how like some of it I've never taught online. Like a couple weeks ago, I taught a public speaking class online, and the activities were so like involved, and it almost like requires you to be in person. I'm like, how are we going to do this online? Now, my creative brain, it all worked out. I got really creative with how we were going to do it online, and it actually was pretty darn amazing. But yeah, I think with Rona, aka COVID-19, just really transforming all the things, right? It's transforming how we show up, it's transforming how we communicate, it's transforming how we work, how we raise our children. Because now, instead, like working from home isn't what it used to be. When people are working from home now, they're doing a bunch of other stuff too because they got all their kids with them. And if they don't have kids, they have family members that they live with or friends that are, roommates temporarily or permanently, that we would all depart in the morning and then reconvene in the evening. And now we're all just kind of on top of each other, just hanging out. And in some instances, it probably feels like a really small space. So, trying to stay productive with such a huge change just kind of looming over you, I think it just is intense. It was intense for me. So, I want to talk about some things that I have put in place. And here's what's funny, these things were in place prior to Rona, but like last week, I feel like last week was like my most unproductive week ever. Like, ever. I just couldn't. I just was not the little engine that could last week. And I just was like, dang, Gina, what we gonna do? So, first, it begins for me with mindset. Let me get my mind right. Because if I can wrangle the million tabs open inside of here, that's like step one, right? So, preparing the night before as far as what are my big ticket items. And when I say big ticket items for the day, I mean like one or two things, max three. Because if it's more than that, I'm not gonna do it. Like, there's too many things going on, right? I can't even tell y'all when I'm gonna go live. I gotta wait for my baby to fall asleep. And right now, I kind of think she's pretending to be sleeping because she's like, I know my mama got to do something. She was playing with her toes the last time I looked at her. So I'm like, all right, little baby, I'm looking at you on the baby monitor. Make sure you cool. She might surprise us, but here we are, right? It's just a brave new world. So some of the things that I have in place, right? The first thing is mindset, making up my mind that tomorrow I'm going to get my poop in a group. Tomorrow I'm going to be productive, and I've got one or two, maximum three things that I want to get done in the day. And for me now, with Rona and outside being closed, my work day is a lot longer in the sense that I'm giving myself way more time in a day versus maybe like 8 to 10 hours to accomplish this. This is like a 12-hour time frame. So giving myself a little grace, right? And then I ask myself the night before and then in the morning before I check email, like, what's my mission for today? Like, what's the goal for today? What's the mission for today? And if I can do this one thing, and if the other things don't get done, I will feel successful today. I will feel like I have moved something forward, right? Like, we're shaking things loose, we're getting things done. What's my mission for today? And when I think about who do I want to be, right? I'm always in this process of evolving as an individual, evolving in my leadership. And I think about the three words that I want for my family to associate with me, or the three words that I want for my clients to associate with me. And how can I, in the actions that I take, even if it's only accomplishing one or two things, in the actions that I take, how can I embody those three words? For example, I want to be deeply confident, right? I don't want it to just be like confidence on the surface, but truly confident, having that self-efficacy, right? Believing in myself, believing in my service, believing in how I can help, believing in what I bring to the table. I want to be focused, and I want to be empowered to make new decisions, empowered to change my mind. And do I always feel like I embody all three things that I just listed? No, but if we want to evolve, we have to start becoming that new person now. And each day, I'm like, okay, I want to be deeply confident. I want to be empowered. That's how I want to show up. I want to be focused. And half the time, I really don't feel focused, but because I know those are my three words that I want to embody, then I know as I'm executing against my tasks, working towards my mission, working towards my goal for the day, those are the things that I can have just circling in the back of my mind. And so here's what I do too. I write that stuff. I write these three words on my mirror in the bathroom so that I could see them, because I go to the bathroom, a few times a day. And so I could see them and like not forget them, keep them top of mind. Let's see, I think I saw something. Happy Tuesday, Tomira. Ooh, are you still cooking? Okay, let me not get super distracted. Okay, so I start with my mindset and then I, transition to like what's my mission, what's my goal. I also think about the three words that I want to embody and those don't change every day. Like I keep those consistent. And then once I feel like I have conquered or mastered those three words, I can keep them the same and keep pushing in that direction, or I can continue to challenge myself and change them. But it's usually like they can last for a while, right? As far as who we want to be. How do we want people to describe us? What three words do we want them to be saying? And let's start embodying those three words today. The other thing that I do is I make a list of anywhere from 3 to 6 things that I can do that take 10 minutes or less. I feel like sometimes it's so easy to get so distracted. It's like, it's Rona! It's a pandemic! I'm just gonna Netflix and chill with me, myself, and I while I social distance. I don't know how you social distance with kids. Anyway, so again, look at that. I was so distracted. So I make a list of 3 to 6 things that I can do that take 10 minutes or less to kind of get me back on the bandwagon when I start to get distracted, when I start to lose focus. Because remember, that's one of the words I want to continue to evolve towards. And so that's how I sort of get it all like back in line. And then one of the things that I do at the end of my day is I kind of assess the day, right? So there are good days, there are bad days, and then I feel like there are learning days. Like most days aren't bad. Most days it's like you're learning something. And so at the end of the day, I do a little bit of assessment and I ask myself some questions, and I have some of it like right here in front of me. Like, scale of 1 to 10. Was I productive today? Right? Because I needed to get those 2 things done, or 3. I had a mission. I had like a overarching goal. Like if I do this and the other things don't get done, I'm still winning in these streets. I had a couple little 10-minute wins. Like how can I maximize my day and not just busy for the sake of being busy, but being productive? So I asked myself, scale of 1 to 10. Was I productive? Scale of 1 to 10. What was the clarity like today? Was I like intentional? Was I deliberate? Did I really embody this? Scale of 1 to 10. Where are we? Scale of 1 to 10. Did I exhibit courage in the decisions that I was making? Was I courageous? Did I pitch my business? Did I ask for, the amount based on the new prices? Or did I suggest not based on what the client wants to hear, but what I know the client needs? Was I courageous in the day? Did I do courageous things? Was I bold? And then one of the other questions I asked myself is around energy, right? How was my energy level? Because if we're showing up and we're like, other people are going to be like, I don't want that. Like whatever she's selling, keep it, right? How was my energy today? Did I bring the pain? When I was talking about what I do, was I engaged? Was I energized? And if I wasn't, why not? Did I not get enough sleep? Did I not drink enough water? Did I eat like crap? Like, did I take a walk? Did I do like Beachbody or whatever? Which I think, Beachbody is offering like a free trial because of Rona. Anyway, whatever. Asking myself these questions so that tomorrow can be a better day. And then figuring out today, what do I need to do tomorrow? Like, what's 1 or 2 things off the top of my head that I know I need to get done so I don't forget, so that I stay focused, so that I'm not distracted. I think in this season of quarantine and safer at home, it's so easy to get distracted because you're at home and you're like, oh my God, look at that spot right there. Look at that. Let me clean that right there. What is that? I never noticed that before. Because now we're just here, just all the time. I literally don't go, like, I literally have not driven my car anywhere. Like, I've gone outside, but it's cold. I live in the Midwest. It's cold outside. I need to live someplace sunny during Rona. Jeez. But anyway, I like have not driven my car. I haven't gone anywhere. And so, like, I think it's really easy to get stir crazy and start to be like, whoa. And stir crazy is not the same as bored. I'm not bored. I got plenty to do. Somebody want to help me with all the things I got on my list? So, thanks for joining, Coach Lisa, an outspoken wifey. Shoulder rolls for both of you. Okay, so look, as I get ready to wrap up, I want to say thank you for spending a little bit of time with me while we self-quarantine and come together to stay apart. So, I wanted to share something that I'm working on, and I'll be talking about it in some of my other lives. So, look, for all of my corporate hustlers, right? Like you are at work, you are getting it in, and you're like, yes, they need to pay me. They need to give me a raise. Because she's a leader. Who's a leader? She's a leader. Corporate hustler. Corporate hustler. Two things. A, I have a new email list called The Council, just for the corporate hustlers. And I feel like the corporate hustlers, they live on Facebook and Instagram. So if you are a corporate hustler, after this live, go ahead and shoot me a DM so that I can sign you up to the council, honey, where we talk all things corporate. I don't know if you know, I wasn't always a business owner. I built a 15-year career in corporate, and that is part of how I fell in love with leadership. And so here's the thing, though, like, there were half of that career, more than half of that career, I was like just barely surviving by the hair on my chinny chin chin, like I was dying. I don't think you should just survive corporate. You should thrive. And I want to help. And so I have created an ebook called The Plug. Okay? How to be the remarkable leader everyone wants to know. Right? And it's got all these great worksheets with audio supplements so that you can really do a deep dive into the different types of elements of leadership that you're going to need to not only be the plug, but to be remarkable, right? Who wants to be ordinary? So that is what I'm working on in secret. So I'll be talking about that in my lives. And then if you are a corporate hustler and you want to get in on the council, just shoot me a DM or Facebook message me or whatever. And then, of course, tell a friend. If you like this video and some of these productivity tips are going to be added to your bag of tricks as you figure out how to navigate this pandemic now that outside is closed, and it might be closed till like June, July. I guess depending on what state you live in. I've been seeing, in the little ticklers, whatever they're called, the outside might be closed till June, July. That's a long time. But guess what? So many of us have been putting off our development. Now's the time to develop, right? So that when outside opens, you're ready. And even if you're not a corporate hustler, honestly, I think the plug could work for just about anybody, right? Like, if you're trying to elevate and take things to the next level, you want to be the plug. You want to be the person everyone wants to know, right? Like, oh, got questions about this? Call Dorothy. Questions about that? Call Coach Lisa. Questions about this? Call Tamara. Like, your name is in everybody's mouth because you the plug. You are the one who is the resource. And because you are approachable, you are a visionary, you're a great leader, you're a remarkable leader, everyone's coming to you for all the stuff. This workbook is going to help you tighten up and get it all the way together. Plus, it's got the audio companion so that you're not just out here like flapping in the wind trying to fill out these worksheets, right? All right, tomorrow, when outside opens. Yes, we all need to have our poop in a group. Yes, Tomira. So yes, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, while my little bun catches some Z's. And then I am going to go work on some writing. For those of you who don't know, I moonlight as a writer. And I'm a writing coach. So I got to go work on some writing stuff while my baby's sleeping so that I can be in my Zen space, going back to like being productive and really trying to maximize my day. But if you take nothing else from this live, give yourself a little grace. This is such a huge pivot for all of us. And we have to not only be empathetic to others, but be empathetic and sympathetic towards ourselves too. We're not always going to be getting it right because none of us, I don't care how old you are, none of us have ever been through anything like this. This is like a world pandemic. This is something that our kids will be reading about because wow, this is a lot. And so give yourself a little grace. And while outside is closed, you can still take a walk. You can still go to the park. You can still get some fresh air. You can still, try to like hang out online and things like that. Call a friend, FaceTime, do a group chat, all of that. And you can still work on your business and still work on your hustle if you are a corporate hustler. So that's all I have for you. Signing off. I will see you again, most likely tomorrow, while my baby is napping. Because I'm like maximizing my productivity. All right. See y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Dancing, dancing, dancing for you. Dancing, dancing, dancing for you.